Apple just got a harsh analyst downgrade, but Jim Cramer says don't believe the hype. Find out why he stands by the company as a hidden innovation might rewrite the story for Apple stock.
Well, okay, this is the Edison Lee. He in January 20th when hold to sell, that was at 229. In April 9th, he went sell to hold at 172. This is the
yes.
Then in May 2nd, he went from hold to sell 213. Then July 1, he said sell to hold 208. Then October hold to sell 257. He's right and wrong. He's right if you are watching in your hedge fund manager. If you're an individual, you think that this guy has lost his mind, because the capital gains alone would be horrible. This is one of the reasons why I say Apple, hold, don't trade. Because you could get caught up in what Jefferies. Notice every single one of those was right. But my problem is that you have to be an aggressive trader to do it. And people at home would be, I urge you not to listen to Edison Lee. Whereas every hedge fund, you should listen. This guy is like better than Edison. You know. And by the way, maybe he thinks that Edison was born in Edison, so they picked the name Edison. But I do think that what's happened here is when you see this kind of trading, it's exactly the antithetical to everything I state. And in How to Make Money in Any Market, I say this is what kills you. This is what kills you. You cannot do buy, sell, hold, and do anything for an individual. But at the same time, if I'm a hedge fund manager, I'm saying, you know, Edison's in the HOF, the Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame of trading. And I think that owning is much better. And I'm really glad that in my book, to talk my book, which is now
literally
endless, I'm doing
your book.
I'm really talking my book. I say that this is the enemy of the people.
We're going to get a chance to talk to Edison next hour. He's going to join us. His general thesis, though, Jim, is that people were juiced up about the iPhone refresh. He doesn't think that translates to a foldable phone that could cost $2,000.
Well, I mean, look, the foldable phone was in play when I was down there because I think it's, you know, obviously it's going to be made by Corning. It's a top secret position. I'm looking right now because if you take a look at where, you know, at the heart of why I don't like the piece, and you're going to have to ask him because it's just, gentlemen, is this. This is what really worries me. He said that of the replacement, we raised our FY 25, 26, 27 unit growth to 7.7 to 7% up from 5%. So what he's doing is actually saying, listen, I was wrong about what's going on.
Catch up.
In terms of, in terms of the demand, but I'm still right about everything else. And I would have preferred him to be right about the demand cycle. It's very tough. I know that if you're going to play this game, it's very tough. And when I talked about this with Tim Cook when I was down in Kentucky, we both just said, look, you can't do this. And one of the reasons you can't is because it didn't cost more. A lot of people felt that with the tariffs, the phone would cost more, but it didn't if you bought it at T-Mobile or Verizon. And that's where people buy AT&T. That's where people buy it.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's a big reason for the strength or the lead time strength is that there were no huge price increases.
No, there
we
weren't.
were betting on some.
And the Pro is doing very well in Japan and China. It's the Air. I continue to think that the Air is so revolutionary that those who think that Tim Cook hasn't done anything revolutionary are wrong. Now, the new negative about Tim Cook is he's not spending more money on the Vision Pro. He's spending it on glasses. But I don't think that's so wrong because I agree with Zuckerberg that glasses may be the greatest way to be able to receive information, having used them.
We talked to Kovac yesterday. We were trying to remember the last time they did introduce something new with force, like the Vision Pro,
right,
only to de-emphasize it later.
Look, I think that they've been telling me over and over again, don't worry about it. But I would say, I think Apple's the greatest company of all time, not NVIDIA, and I love NVIDIA. And the reason is because I've never met it. You know, when you have a person who's Samsung, you look at the person, you say, like,
I'm sorry,
huh? And now I know that Merrick Garland, the previous Attorney General, was concerned because his mother wasn't able to get text, and I would have just bought his mother an Apple iPhone, and I felt that was the new AG is not focused nearly as much on this issue.
There's other things on the plate.
Right. I do think that the idea of Apple not being first, but the deal of Apple being the best remains why I like it. The customer satisfaction is as high as possible. It was not dented by the Vision Pro, nor, by the way, are numbers indicating that there's any pickup by Samsung. And this happens to be the most popular reason to open new accounts, as the outgoing CEO of T-Mobile, Mike Sievert, told us right here.
Yep, that's very true. Meantime,